evening, Guilford.
All the way down.
Select Board, people in the house here, and those of you online, welcome to the 6:30 Guilford Select Board meeting here on August 25th, 2025. I'm calling the meeting to order. And so, Chip.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Vermont's Open Meeting Law 1 VSA 312H requires that the public be given a reasonable opportunity to express opinions on matters considered by the board, provided that order is maintained by the reasonable rules set by the chair. The Select Board invites public comment on each agenda item, which is an approach designed to support public engagement and meaningful participation in the board's decision-making process. To help the meeting stay on track, time limits will be applied. Comments should remain focused on the agenda item being discussed. Very good.
Thank you so much. Okay, so do we have any changes to the agenda order this evening?
Ellie would like to give an update in addition about today's tax sales.
Oh, okay, and when will we have that?
Updates and reports?
Oh, updates
That
and
was
reports.
My thought, yep.
Okay, well, terrific. I'm sure we're all eager to hear that. Okay, so now it's time for public comments. Do we have public comments from the house or online? Okay, well, I think Kyle Parker and Whitney Line got married.
I believe
I
they
mean,
did on
that's
Saturday.
Big news. And we had a great birthday party for Shirley Squires. So,
Veranda.
yes,
I may give one update. I was here a
Okay.
couple weeks ago talking about the D2R2 bike
yes, thank you, go ahead.
ride on Saturday, this past Saturday, and the New England Green River Marathon was held on Sunday. So
Mercy.
there were about maybe 1,000 riders and bikers who came through the village. They maybe more. They had enrolled 1,500. And it went reasonably smooth considering the number of people, but it was a great day and everything went well. The reason that I report on is the Green River Village Preservation Trust helps them get bikers and people through the bridge and local residents to work in their cars and so forth. So that went well on Saturday, and then on Sunday was the marathon. That's a lot less people. It's 500 runners, and it's usually over by 10 o'clock in the morning, but they had the first runner comes through at 8 o'clock and the last ones come through about 10. And so they had another great day for that too. So they wanted me, if I wanted to say how much both organizations appreciate the town and the town's people's tolerance and welcome that they got on Saturday and Sunday.
That's great, Stephen. Thank you for being the air traffic controller for all of that. That must have been some weekend.
It's exciting.
I know. At Packer Corners, we saw bikers struggling up the hill, and we told them, it's going to be downhill. You know, we're pedaling up Belden Hill, but all of them are so fit. Okay, thank you for those public comments. We're moving on to approval of the minutes of the regular 8/11/25 meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, well, I'll second it. Oh, and we have to call the roll. Tara, do you approve the minutes? Are you?
Should I abstain because I wasn't at the meeting? I'll
Oh,
abstain.
okay, thank you. Okay, Chip?
Aye, I'll approve.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Okay, and I say aye as well. The minutes are approved. Okay, so we'll move on to the warrants, and I'll do them this evening. Tara will be back next week. Okay, I move that we pay the following warrants. Payroll week 8/17/25 for the sum of $9,074.95. Payroll week 8/24/25 for $8,607.80. Expense warrant number 2604 for $20,428.67. Expense warrant number 2604F for $26.04. Expense warrant number 2604T for the sum of $2,000 for a total of $40,137.46. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. And here is a rundown of some of the warrants, the invoices of interest. There was $10,854.04 for Blue Cross Blue Shield monthly premiums. There's $672 to Sir Sosimo for gravel. There's $337 to DJ's truck repair for 3 inspections and backhoe repair. We have $553 to the Guilford Country Store for Dickie Garland's retirement luncheon tomorrow with crews coming from Halifax and Vernon. We have $850 for Bergeron HVAC heating and cooling units service at the town office. We have $1,568.75 to Powers Generator service on the town's 3 generators for the emergency management group. $1,483.53 to Roberts Energy for diesel fuel, and $1,105 to X-Pert Lawn Care for all of the mowings in the town for July. The warrant 2604F for $24.04 was for fishing licenses, and warrant 2604T for $2,000 is change given at the tax sale purchase today. And I'm sure we'll hear more about that when Ellie gives her report. So, is there any other question or comment?
Just one
Yeah.
quick question. The invoice to Bergeron, is that the annual maintenance invoice or
Yes.
the special?
Yeah, that's annual maintenance.
Great, thank you.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, so Tara, how do you vote on the invoices?
Aye.
Okay, Chair.
Aye.
Aye.
And I say aye. Okay, so,
I have a quick comment. There is someone in the Zoom meeting named GCSTE. Could you please type your first and last name so we know who you are? Thank you.
Yeah. Does anybody know who
I
that
think
is?
it's Greg Stein.
Oh, okay, Greg Stein, can you type in your name?
Where would I type it in?
Oh,
Okay, if that's
Okay.
you, that's confirmation.
yeah, it's the real Greg Stein, okay.
It's the real Greg Stein. He doesn't know what he's doing. Rename. There we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're up to updates and reports, and so, Erica, is it okay if we just let Ellie give her report?
Yes, that's great.
Ellie?
So today, we did the first tax sale that we've had in a while. And it was done very well. It ran very smoothly. Bob Fisher and his assistant Hannah Clarice ran the tax sale. Sheila was here as a possible bidder for the town. And we had maybe about 6 or 7 people that were here. One property was bid on, and the total bid for that property was $38,000, and it went to the highest bidder, so that was great. The other property did not have any bids, and that was a property on Coolidge Highway. So 2 out of the 7 that we started with actually made it to tax sale. And we had 3 folks who paid in full in the last 2 weeks. 1 that was sold before the tax sale, and then the one that we did today. Over the last 2 weeks, that brought in just over $84,000 to the town. So I feel like that's pretty good. And we've also, since January, we've entered into 17 different payment agreements with taxpayers. And if all keep paying and keeping up with their agreement, that's a little over $8,700 a month that should be coming in as well. I briefly spoke to Bob Fisher after the tax sale, and told him the select board had approved doing tax sales once a year. And we're going to talk about scheduling those probably a little earlier than we did this year. So we'll start notifying people in probably January or February that we'll be moving towards the next tax sale.
So does anybody have any questions for Ellie or comments? Oh, Sheila,
Comment. 2.
please.
One comment is, I think we owe a huge round of applause to Ellie for how smoothly this went, how responsive everybody was, how many properties she managed to get, how many delinquent taxpayers came in to do arrangements, for her compassion in handling all the different people and their plights. I'm surprised we don't
Okay,
have
let's do it.
100,000%. And then I wanted to add something else about the education tax that Sean Murphy brought to our attention. And we've sort of made a big thing about tax sales in the last 2 select board meetings, 3 maybe, about why they're important, what happens to the town when people are delinquent on their taxes, how much of our annual budget is not paid by people who have a responsibility as property owners to pay taxes. And I shared this with select board members, town staff, and the listers, and the assessor clerk. And Sean Murphy is a lister. And he said something that I had not thought about, and I'm sure we all, anyway, that he asked if there was a provision for underpayment by the town of the education tax in case of in proportion to the amount of unpaid taxes. And of course there isn't. Mm-hmm. And so that means that 30% of the taxes we collect are for municipal and highway operating expenses.
On an average, yeah.
On an average, and 70% of the taxes that we collect go to Wyndham Southeast School District. Am I correct, Sean?
You are.
Okay, thank you.
Supervised or union.
WSWMD, so,
Yeah.
which I used to be part of. And so it's just, I think people don't realize what impact this has on town finances. You can't pay your highway budgets. You can't keep your roads going. Maybe you'd have a problem paying an insurance bill. And Ellie has laid this out very eloquently, and I'm just trying to highlight this. But this is a very important process that the town is going through. Taxes are set very carefully, and our budgets are set very carefully. Our taxes are set to meet those budgets. And when people don't meet their property ownership obligations, it's a hardship for everybody in town, or it is a potential hardship for everybody in town. So again, deep gratitude to you, Ellie, for doing that, and to Sean for bringing that little tiny factor to our consideration.
So I think, is it okay just?
Of course, go ahead, Ellie.
The line that we had talked about is, whether or not people pay their taxes, we still have to pay the education bill. So it's like any other bill, it's gotta be paid. So that's where, the shortfalls can really make an impact.
Mhm.
Another way of looking at this is 70 cents out of every dollar that you pay in taxes doesn't go to the town.
It's a sobering
Yeah,
fact.
so this is, I think, I'm so in awe of everything that Ellie's accomplished here.
No, it's, I've had time to think about that a lot this week. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to say in response to Ellie's report? Well, great, Ellie, I hope you'll stick around. Okay.
Tonight or forever?
Let's just keep it tonight.
Tonight.
Just make your bed and move in. Okay. After that note of levity, it's over to Erica. Would you like to give your report?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing on my list to talk about is something that I haven't really thought a lot about. I just want to just make the statement that I had another one of those somewhat regular requests for public records that I feel is a nuisance request. It's data mining, and they ask for purchasing records. This one in particular dating back to 2020. And what they asked for, I needed them to clarify and revise their scope of request. So I asked them to do that, but there are more and more companies that are based on using Freedom of Information Act to get this information from municipalities, which they then sell. So I don't know what to do about it.
Sell, Erica?
Yes, they use it to make, this is their business.
So the key is data mining.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's not public interest
It's
stuff.
not, no. So it's
And probably the state legislature hasn't anticipated this use of
Yes.
open
Yeah,
record.
So do
we
you
get
have
them
any basis
pretty
you could
regularly.
say to turn down the request?
Well, that's what I don't know. I don't think so. It's a standard. They use our form that they get from our website. It's a public records request. So when we get one of those, we tend to jump into action, but I don't know. That's just a thing that's happening. Just wanted to tell you guys about.
Yeah, and so I wonder, I'm sorry to slow down your report, but it definitely seems like something we need to report back on and somehow find out whether other towns are experiencing this same thing, so we can get a groundswell of indignation to protect our town office.
It's a nuisance at this point, but
VLCT should be able to take that on for
That's
the
what I'm
towns.
saying.
I figured they might be interested. Okay, moving on. Uriel and I share an assistant, and we did her 90-day review this past week. Of course, she's wonderful. She's really great sitting at the front desk. Great to just see all the people that come in, and she's just so friendly and gives them all reassurance that they're in the right place. And she's just a great person to have around. So we're very happy with her, and we're happy to do her 90-day review. Ellie has asked me to give you guys a heads up. She had related to AFD, her work as their financial manager.
That's Algiers Fire
Yes,
District,
Algiers Fire
just for
District
anybody who
Prudential
didn't know.
Committee, yep, so she went to talk to Dan Tyler, who is the head of the Brattleboro Department of Public Works, on their behalf about their sewer billing and allotments and things like that. And he mentioned that Guilford needs to get its water rates in line more with Brattleboro's. We haven't changed them for many years, and that is the purview of the select board. The water
Really?
rates, yes. The sewer is AFD, Prudential Committee, but the water is the select board. So that will
Okay.
be something to talk about at a future meeting.
So
Go ahead.
why do we have to get it in line with Brattleboro? Like, why do we have to? Why? Because Brattleboro is so expensive to have water. Is it? Why?
you want me to?
Ellie has an answer. I can just say that we haven't.
The rates haven't raised by the town of Guilford in at least 10, 15 years. And actually, in the contracts, I believe, which Dan handed me to read, I believe it says that both water and sewer billing needs to keep up with the Brattleboro billing. So I have to go back and check those contracts. But this week was tax sales,
So
so.
this is a preliminary heads up.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
so it's just a heads up that there's gotta be a review of the billing and the rates and a discussion about it.
Yes. Okay, another heads up, we have a notification from some legal entity about a new opioid settlement, this one for Purdue Pharma. And this is, I know that we are involved in maybe 2 or 3 other agreements to get payments from an opioid settlement. And this would be a new one for the select board to consider joining. So I have all that paperwork and I'm gonna spend the next little while researching and reading it over and maybe sending it over to our attorney. But it seems pretty much to match the other ones that we've already entered into. So that's another heads up. It might happen tomorrow, next time, sorry. As Veranda mentioned, our Dickie Garland's retirement luncheon is tomorrow, and he's invited the road crews from Halifax and Vernon, and plus town staff and select board. So we're gonna do that tomorrow here, and the weather's gonna be lovely, so hopefully Dickie will come. I guess it's a good time to mention the Guilford Fair is this weekend, isn't it?
It is, Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, so if you feel like volunteering for the Guilford Fair, I'm sure they would welcome you. Get in touch. Also, school starts this Wednesday, so watch out for buses and kids running amok, or maybe less amok than they previously were. Also starting this week, Mo Momney will be painting the Historical Society Museum.
Yay.
Yep, he went over for his preliminary inspection today and getting his final things in order. He's gonna start soon, this week for sure. And our professional auditor will be here this week, doing the auditing business. And that is my report.
Wow. A very pack of responsibilities, Erica, honestly. Thank you. Okay, next we'll hear from Jimmy.
Okay, well, it's a full house, so I'll.
No, just come on, roll your chair up.
Well, I feel funny standing in front of you. so-
No, just roll your chair up.
Okay, all right. Good evening.
Welcome.
Welcome. So, in old business, we mentioned last time we were gonna do some tree work on River Road, and we got that done successfully. It was a rather large oak that was rather intimidating, but it wasn't in a good spot. So we took care of that and everything went well. So Linda Lemke's no longer in fear of a yard full of oak. We got that taken care of. And of course, River Road's gonna get busy, so.
Right.
Right. So today we worked on the Center Road. We received a paving grant a few weeks ago. We opened the letters and we didn't know if we'd get it this year or next year, but Allstate's got the bid. They're gonna do from the flat at Evans's before the bridge to the old highway garage. So I noticed
Wow.
there was, yeah, it's 2 miles. There's some band rail that was tipping because the bank, so we're, because I don't know when they're coming, there's no, between 2 weeks and 12 weeks that they'll pay. When they get here, that's your notice. So, I mean, Freddie will probably give us a week maybe, but that's a big operation, and when they roll, so we took it upon ourselves to jump on stabilizing that bank and pulling that bandrail up because, we marked the concrete and dented it. And there's no, I want to just remind people that there's no good time to work on the center road. It is busy every day of the week, any time of year. So we appreciate most people's patience. Some people never let up on the fuel, and that's not really a good situation. We have double layers of signs. We have big trucks with blinky lights. And I would just ask that you use caution. There's no reason to have any kind of incident. And it's necessary work. We have to do it. We'll be on it again tomorrow, and that'll probably finish that section. In the future this fall, between BB's and the fire station, there's another situation. That bandrail is worse, and I don't have the equipment big enough, so I've talked to a contractor about helping me out, and that will require a couple of days. And we're trying to beat school on this issue, but that one's not going to beat school since it's Wednesday. And I'll try to give notice if I have it. Again, when they're available, we'll get it done. It needs to be done before winter. It's kind of a thing, a recent development. And then we'll continue. The roads are pretty good. We did a few grading last week and then a little bit of rain actually smoothed them out pretty good. And so, otherwise we'll be on lesser traveled roads. The main roads are pretty good shape, but caution would be great. So
You can use the electronic signs for the paving, Guilford Center Road paving?
we absolutely will. If I get notice, they will go out.
Yeah.
When I get the phone call. Yes. I mean, there's twice a day, plus all day.
Yeah.
There's, everybody comes to the school and then everybody leaves the school, and it's not going to be pretty, but
It's okay, people have done it before.
It's got to be done, and we should take advantage of, it is grant money, and so it's going to happen.
Kids will enjoy watching the machines.
They will. Yeah. The bus driver. So.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Jimmy? Well, just a big thank you.
Back in the room.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
All right.
Big thanks. Okay. So next we have report and update from Wyndham's Solid Waste District. What does the M stand for?
Management.
Management,
Hi.
okay.
We'll
great.
scoot up.
Okay,
Yeah,
come
scoot
on,
up.
Alex.
Hello. So I'm here to report that we're nearing the end of our pilot program located at the Guilford Central School. We set up a fairly reasonably priced infrastructure-wise compost drop-off. So it's enclosed in a dog kennel with a roof. We've talked to other folks who have used this method and it works well through the winter. We set the pilot up at Guilford Central School because John just welcomed it with open arms, and I worked closely with Sarah Rassow on that too. So we just got a lot of good, responsible use of the site. So folks who have signed up for this pilot have gotten free access to use it. They take a little quiz, they go through, they get the code, and then they use that, and I haul it back to Wyndham Solid Waste to compost it. We found it useful to the residents of Guilford because they don't live in a town with a transfer station. And even if you go to Brattleboro regularly, we're a little bit out of the way. It's nice to get rid of the smelly stuff first. So now the question is, how do we fund it creatively? We sent around a document that kind of went through our baseline fixed costs. Right now we have 30 solid users. So that could be a single person or a family. And per month, that looks like around $11.50 a month for us to cover our baseline costs. I think a site like that could service up to 50 households, and that would bring it down to like $6.70 a month. So it's peanuts, but then the question is, we don't want to deal with $6.70 a month
Right.
checks or whatever from individuals that are hard to nail down. Possibly the town doesn't want to deal with that. How can we incorporate these costs in a way that keeps the site open? I have a lot of testimonials from online, you know. I find the compost drop off at Guilford School to be extremely convenient for its proximity. It's accessible most any time. I hope it continues in the future. We rely heavily on this drop off system. We can't compost where we are, so on and so forth. So it's been a nice tool for a town without a place to take compost. It keeps more food scraps out of the woods. We're not habituating wildlife to yards, and yeah. So I think it's gone well. So I'm just bringing it to the select board to see, can we scrounge up some ideas of how to keep this going?
And I might add that we're going to continue it for 3 months at our expense now that the grant's ending. It was from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. We wrote the grant application 3 years ago, and fortunately Guilford volunteered to host this pilot. And as Alex has said, it's been very successful, but it has to be funded somehow, you know. I think there are models out there where there's subscriptions, and then of course you have to have an entity. Yes.
Oh, I was talking to myself. I was doing math. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so have you guys done any marketing on this? Have we done any marketing, like the town of Guilford, for it? And it's $40 for a 6-month subscription, and it makes much more sense to have a 6-month subscription.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We did put it in the Gazette. We pitched it heavily to the staff and families of the school since they're already right there. But John was totally okay with other folks using it as well. So it's open to the whole town. That's a great idea to bundle it like that, and maybe that would be a little bit more reasonable for us.
What would you like to see for terms of numbers? So if you have 30 a month, and that's basically like, let's just say $11.40 a month per grade. So that's $342, $350 over the course of the year. That pays $41.40, which covers the cost of the program basically, except for tipping fees. Is there a little bit of a shortage with tipping fees?
But it's minimal.
Minimal. So if you were able to go from 30 to let's say 50 users, because you were mentioning
50. I feel like 50 is a sweet spot because we don't want too much to get piled up over there.
Right.
Like that's kind of part of it. There is some, permitting when we want to hold food scraps on a place for over a day.
The state has a maximum pounds.
Oh, they do?
It's like volume, so that's why we did 3 64-gallon toters.
It's not like we could just say, we'll add another unit.
That's why I was wondering. Okay, so if we kept
it's very limited future capacity.
And then, so as Tara was saying, somehow get the word out, just give me 20 more people and then run a subscription-based program with 6 months that auto-renews.
Right.
So, though they have the option if they go online to stop the subscription, but that would be, because 50 would be, that's a good chunk.
That would be our goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 39. I rounded it up to 40 if you had 50 people. And then now it needs to be marketed. We have 20 spots left.
Right.
And I would be happy to help market that.
I love that. Thank you.
That's good.
It's on Guilford, Discover Guilford, or Sarah Rosso puts it out all the time.
Guilford
And
does
also
that.
Front Porch Forum.
Right.
Yeah, Front Porch Forum.
We have to just keep doing it. Sarah's amazing doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll find those 20 families.
I would think so. It's a good program.
Well, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say, I live in Vernon, and for years, Vernon had a drop-off at the highway garage until the state put in this cap on the monthly. And we had hundreds of families for probably 15 years that just, once people start doing it and they have a local place they drive by almost every day, it just becomes easier. That's why I have some background with dealing with a similar setup in my own town.
Yeah, I wonder if there are more people who have Guilford Center in their flyway, coming through. I mean, people who are involved with things at the BBCC,
Right.
people who go to yoga, to the rec, the rec commission's yoga class, or any of the other, we have Ada Brown right here from BBCC, or just people who are involved, who are going to the library, just doing and it's not so far, it ain't out of your way, just bring your stuff
We can
and.
identify those groups and, if there's advertised at the yoga class and at the library.
I'm sure that all of the, local civic organizations would be really pleased to make that part of their outreach to the extent that they do outreach.
So I just wanted to point out that for quite a few years, maybe 7 or 8, we at Wyndham Solid Waste have donated compost to the Guilford School. And I have to tell you, of all the schools in the district, and they almost all have gardens, Guilford is the best in terms of the extent of their plantings, the integration with their class teachings, and the way the kids are involved with actually doing the work. So I think that ties in nicely that we're truly, bringing a resource back to the town.
Yes, it's very good, and this school could probably, in addition to Sarah, other members of the school community could probably ramp up their outreach.
Yeah.
Is there a like a parent teacher or association of
School Leadership Council?
There is a PTO.
No, there's a PTO.
what I've found with schools in particular, you need a champion.
Yes.
I mean, you have Sarah obviously, but she's a part-time paid person. But it'd be great if there was some teacher or that just said, "Boy, this is my pet project."
Well, sadly, the select board, individually and collectively, we love our school, but we're not meshed with them in any form of governance. And so, I think it is extraordinary how integral the intellectual aspect of the gardening work is at that school. The kids really know what they're doing and know how to describe what they're doing, know how to prove its value. So that's really wonderful.
So also part of that is the Wyndham Solid Waste District just built a new composting facility, invested over $800,000. Your representative is Dave Eastman, who's coming back from vacation tonight, or he would have been here. But he's been attending meetings.
Very gung-ho.
It's great to have Dave. I just want to thank the town for helping us find a good rep that participates. But the compost facility tours for school groups is something Alex and I do. And it's really very interesting. There's a lot of science to it. There's a lot of engineering with controlling heat and air and moisture and odors. And we're composting all kinds of things that kids find very intriguing.
And are you talking about doing what
Tours.
you're doing at your facility?
Yes, at our facility, but that's where it goes.
Great. And you get like a demo day.
Field trips to the dome.
Yeah, and we encourage school groups to come. And also anyone from the public.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, we can charge Dave with organizing a community visit.
That would be great.
To the composting, and our conservation commission could probably be
that's why I
energized.
mentioned it. I think he'd be a great person. And so also the custodial staff at the school has really been good because the school itself is collecting from the cafeteria. We couldn't really piggyback on that and put this into their dumpsters because there's a cost and it would take a restructuring of the, and it's, anyhow, we couldn't go that route.
So they're not using
No,
They're not using.
no, and we're,
They actually have a lot.
and ours
Yeah.
doesn't go into the school's
They're
containers.
separate locations.
Just want to make that clear to you because it might go, oh, it's at the school, so,
Oh, no, it's just, well, anyway, I have,
It's
They
been
have
working.
their own thing going on. They are separating at the school.
oh, they are.
And
but
Sarah, yeah.
that's what I'm saying, they do a great job.
Yeah, we're just not gonna take business away from a local hauler.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the thing about it too is they throw those, I mean, just sitting here listening to you, but we got the subscription fee, or you could do it, then I'll just throw these up and be quiet, but you could do an annual prepay, so that maybe you pay $90 up front, which works out to, I'm just, don't quote me on the numbers, but let's say $750 a month, but it locks people in for a year, right? Gets the town the cash or what they need. You could do a support tier, which is the standard subscription rate, or somebody could be a supporter, $12
Yeah, I
a
like
month,
that.
framed as helping seniors or income neighbors that don't have that kind of cash.
Yeah.
Keeps the base affordable.
Chip,
Another
I
idea
think
is-
you've got a new job.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I'm thinking the same thing.
Family neighbor bundles, so two people sign up together for $15 a month, good for neighbors, family clusters, or friends. There's a pay it forward fund that you could do as an optional donor pool at sign up, $25 to $50 as a one-time payment. Something like that.
That's a lovely
I'll pass it
idea.
on to Terry. Listening on it?
I'm right there with you. My brain's working. So I was thinking things like that as well. Instead of charging $40 a month just to cover your expenses, you charge $45 a month. Then you can bank like $50 a month per person. That would go towards people that, elderly people or low income people that also want to do it. But you have a cap at 50. So you need to have or could have an October goal because September is right around the corner of this 50 people. And my question is, do you have a marketing person to set up this subscription or the different tiers of a subscribe?
Dave could do
Well,
it.
we could help establish the program.
Yeah, I mean, we get Dave as.
Well, you could also just, maybe, Tara, you and Chip could talk with Dave about, some of these excellent
Get
ideas
Dave on it. I don't
and
want
see how receptive. That's the great thing about being absent.
Yeah.
I think we volunteer for him. I don't want to trash that idea.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Well, I'm really happy for the.
I have someone that could definitely do it like in half an hour, and get some that she's super savvy. So I would be willing to help anybody, that to get this online.
We'll make sure that Alex has your contact information, so.
And why don't we plan to come back and say 30 days or
Okay.
a month and give you a report?
That would be great.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and it's great. Alex lives right down the road now.
Oh, we know where she is.
So,
I know. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I mean,
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
the reality is
Nice
that
job.
this is either going in the woods or in the trash if it's not here. There's so many things that chickens don't eat,
Talked to Matt Stinchfield about his presentation at BBCC in September,
Oh,
October,
that's right.
about the danger of bears.
Yeah.
Trying.
Oh, that's
Just
a
had dinner
great
with him last
idea.
night. I'll
Yeah.
talk to him.
Yes,
As he's
that's
doing this
it.
presentation, he suggested that
Do you
bears.
remember the date? The one
He doesn't have his schedule yet.
Okay, perfect.
He
No,
was
Alex,
talking
I
about-
think that's,
Yeah, I'll work with Maddie.
Yeah.
that's a terrific idea, Sheila.
Okay.
I mean, our town is very interested. People really care about coming together
Yeah.
and being environmentally savvy.
Yeah, and I just wanted to set something up that was accessible and clean and well managed, and it's really
Looks
not
like it
hard to do it once it gets rolling. So thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Okay, so, that wasn't exactly 5 minutes,
No,
but it
sorry.
was really exciting. Okay, Ada, come on up. Oh, Sherry, yeah.
Ada and Sherry. It's
Oh,
the Ada Sherry
Oh,
show.
please excuse me.
No.
Yeah, why don't you introduce yourselves to anybody who,
I'm Sherry Providence, born and raised in Guilford, maiden name of Houghton, and current president of the BBCC.
And I'm Ada Brown, and I currently run the BBCC.
great, okay, well, we're all ears.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for everybody for allowing us the time to come here and speak. We really appreciate it. We love our town. We love the BBCC. And we are requesting that the town consider an increase in the BBCC program fee from $5,000 to $7,500. Prior to COVID, it was at a discussed rate of $10,000, and then it went down to $5,000 because of COVID, and we were dealing with increasing changing the building, getting us up to code, all those conversions that happened. And major shout out to Ada, the executive director, who has done phenomenal jobs with programming, with keeping it running, with loving our town. The board just cannot express our appreciation enough for Ada and for the town. But a couple of quick kind of facts, which I want to brag about for the BBCC. We've had an increase in program demand, a rapid steady growth in both regular and special events. Maintenance and operating costs are going up. In addition to that, we've had an expansion of services. We're also the community center in case of emergency. So I think in 2024, when we had some major snowstorms, we were the emergency center. So one period of time during the major snowstorms, the fuel alone costs over $1,000 to keep the building warm and running during that emergency center period of time. In 2024, the BBCC was utilized 300 out of 365 days, which is
Hey, did you take a vacation?
probably not enough, but that's amazing. That surpasses what the board ever thought that building would be used for. I think it's a really eclectic, cool group. It's the Grange, it's the local people, it's the farmers, it's the art community, it's the elderly. It really encompasses everything. We also have free community days. So as long as you are offering some kind of programming that you are not charging for, you have that building for free. That being said, it costs money to run this building. So we have to be good stewards of this marvelous building that we spent a lot of our time and your time and money putting together to make it sustainable and future oriented. So we've had 25 dances, 4 concerts, 3 plays, movie screenings, community suppers, brunches, pre-town meeting, green up days, Guilford Care Services. We have Neighborhood Roots, the food collection bi-weekly. That is amazing. If no one belongs to Neighborhood Roots and wants to get fresh vegetables, please look into it. It's an awesome program. We have community days, which have clothing swaps and folk cafes and craft markets by kids, farming workshops, village dances, community discussion, homeschooler community play. That was in 2024 and 2025. We've used
food pantry.
And the food pantry, right? Thank you. We've used so far 170 days as of July 31st. We do rent the building. Guilford residents get a lower rent rate for the building use than non-residents. So Guilford Town, and under the umbrella of this, we have Guilford Free Library Camp. We have the Rec Commission that does yoga. We do a fiber arts group. There's voting that happens. There's voting day, plus the voting setup. And a lot of other smaller library events. So we have a lot of people under the umbrella of the town and sort of groups under the umbrella of the town that use the BBCC. So we really, really appreciate the town's consideration into increasing it from $5,000 to $7,500.
I have a couple questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that okay?
Please.
So the first question is, what is our contract year? I don't remember offhand.
So it's a,
Is it a calendar or does it
It's a fiscal
coincide
year.
with our
Fiscal.
fiscal year? So
this would be for
we've already, so it would be for fiscal year 26? Is that right?
So you're,
That's what we're-
Wait, sorry, 27?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're due for,
27.
I brought the thing for the draft for the next one. So currently, you'll pay us the 5,000 before October this year. That's already been discussed
Yeah.
at like town meeting. So this would
Yeah.
be for fiscal year 2026, so it'll be July 2025.
No, it'd be, it's 27, it would be 26 to
Yeah.
27, right, okay, got
It's
that.
very
I only did it right. I printed it out and I still got it.
So it's like, even if you've done this 87 times, it's still confusing. And so this would be something that the select board would consider in its 2027 budget in October, November, December, and you wouldn't expect an answer right away. I do have a question. The rec commission, so the town itself for voting and voting setup uses only 1,870.
Once in a while, there's a blip on the.
Sorry.
audio.
Oh, $1,870. The other large part of it is the Guilford Free Library, and then the rec commission is $3,600 a year.
Yes.
So,
And then pre-town meeting is also a town event, but it's
right,
with
it's
the Grange.
hosted by the Grange
And-
traditionally, yeah. And that's not included in your total here, right? I remember that. But the rec commission has a budget, and it's voted on every year. Do they consider using their budget for this, or have we asked them to consider using their budget to pay for their programs? Do we know?
I don't think so, no.
Do we know if the rec commission fund is available to look at this?
Of course it's available.
I mean, I don't
Look
know,
at it.
what they're-
I don't know if they've ever considered that.
because I think we should.
I don't know if we've asked them to.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just
It's a
knowing
good idea.
that this is considered part of the town's obligation, but the town already
Mhm.
pays into a rec commission fund every year. I think we would need to look at that carefully also.
I think, if it helps.
Sorry.
The other thing that I was thinking is that because Guilford doesn't have a town-owned community center, and we like perform that function as the BBCC, so I think the fact that the rec commission uses the building as much as they do is kind of,
No, it's great.
wonderful.
No, it's
Yeah,
wonderful.
wonderful.
I'm just saying, where do the dollars come from? Are we double paying? Would the select board be double paying if we paid 100% of the 7,500? Or is some of it reasonably in the rec commission budget?
That makes sense.
So I just think that, I mean, I'm in support of you getting more money.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the buckets?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This year in particular.
sure.
So,
Tara, did you have a question or a comment?
I do have a question. If someone were to offer free
I think you're breaking up.
course, like say a watercolor painting course, can you hear me?
You're breaking up. But keep on
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Of course. How
Now we can hear.
Yeah, we can hear you.
about now?
Yeah, okay.
Everything was good until I talked.
No, but we heard the beginning of what you had.
All right. So if someone were to offer a free course, say a watercolor paint. Okay. Okay. So could someone say there's a suggested donation of $10 to cover supplies, but not mandatory?
For the community day program, generally we have it be completely free, just so there's no pressure on people attending.
Okay.
So, but if it's a Guilford resident, you get a discount anyways if you wanted to host me. But you could also host it through us. I mean, you could ask us if there's a program you want to host, and you could come to us and say, this is something I want to see happen, and I want to make it happen, and if the BBCC could host it
Okay.
as like the backer, sort of. and then it would be fine.
Right. I understand. Okay. Thank you.
That makes sense.
Other questions?
I just have one quick one, because I love the programs down there, but I was just wanting to make sure as we listen to the numbers that we're gonna budget for it responsibly, meaning, you know, since it's so far down the road, 7,500 might not be enough. You know, it might be on a little bit on the short side, and when I read your letter and everything, and I'd like to know actually, and maybe you could follow it up with what the actual costs are because you did the rents and all of that, but didn't really break down things like utilities or insurance or what costs that are in cement that you have to deal with. And then we can kind of ballpark that into the 7,500 and go, you know, maybe a $2,500 increase isn't enough, especially since, you know, we want you to do more than just cover expenses. We want to keep the expansion going, you know. So if you could follow it up with that, it'd be great.
Yeah. So do you want us to send that to you? Like
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Do you have any information about how we line up with, let's say, other community centers in terms of our, what we charge for, how we charge? Do we have anything like that?
We do. We actually meet up with the other local Southern Vermont community centers once every 3 months.
Oh, good.
So we have like a group meeting. We just had one. We're having another one in Putney next month.
Right.
So we're all very different. We all have very different models. But the BBCC is unique because we have our partnership fees with town groups, the town and other nonprofits. So we don't rely as much on like the income from programs. A lot of them take a percentage from programs and then they take more from the town. And we instead have like the Grange pays us an annual fee,
Right.
and the Neighborhood Roots pays us an annual fee, Guilford Cares pays us an annual fee, and we also rent out the building. So we have income from that. So we have a more diversified income stream than a lot of community centers. So that takes the pressure off a little bit for us, but it also, like Sherry said, we want to be sustainable.
Right.
So.
A vast majority of our budget is done by individual independent donors.
Oh, cool.
And so we were very lucky. We had a donor who did a matching grant for 3 years so that we could, as a board, kind of figure out how to be sustainable without worrying every single month of, oh my God, how are we going to pay the electric bill?
Right.
So that's coming to an end this year. And one of the responsibilities, I believe, as a board and me as the president of the board is to look at the programs and the program fees that we have for people that consistently use the building and make sure that they're up to par to start helping adding to some of the cost of what that building is. So we don't have to pass it all on to the community members who are already paying taxes, which we're all worried about the community members that are already paying taxes. So, you know, we're just trying to figure out how to be sustainable with it and to reach a wide variety of groups. This is not meant to be one particular group that's interested in one particular thing. This is really meant to be eclectic and available to everybody.
Right.
Well, the scope of programming that you have and the partnerships make the BBC so central to what Guilford is. And I mean, when I think of, you know, I'm involved with Neighborhood Roots and how that income is so sustaining to local farmers. And also just the food pantry with a completely different model. Just, you know, it's very core to Guilford, and I didn't know if it was still going to feel that way during the transition from the Grange to the BBCC. And I think you've really, you know, all of the board has managed to keep that heart of town thing going. So I appreciate that.
And I don't know if people realize, if we're the only building in town that has an elevator. We might be when I think about it. And that's not actually cheap. That thing has funky little quirky things, and it's an expensive thing to make it accessible to everybody. That's why the food pantry can be there, because they can store stuff in the basement and they can bring it up to people. And it's, you know, it's all of those things that make this. My parents could go to Shirley's thing because they could get an elevator up to Shirley's birthday. Or you can go to the art, you know, the people, the art installations or the dances or whatever. It's a special spot.
That was actually really important too during elections, to have the elevator going up to the second floor.
Right.
So you have the distinction of being the first request in the fiscal 27 budget.
We're getting ahead.
Whoops. We like to be prepared.
I guess.
We don't want any surprises.
Well, I really appreciate both of you coming to us the way you have.
Thank you.
And, really well prepared. I really was impressed with what you put together for the report.
Yeah, that was great.
And I view the school and the BBCC as the heart of our community,
And the library.
and the library, yes. And, you are just so important to us, so thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for
Can I make a
coming.
comment?
Oh, sorry, Sean.
No, I'm sorry. I
I'm
was
sorry, I
able to
didn't
join
see your hand,
the
Sean.
BBCC board this spring, and I would just like to say how important both Ada and Sherry have been, making it really a viable, fantastic, vibrant place. And it's just continuing to grow in terms of vibrancy, as Sherry explained. And the financial aspect of it is not insignificant. And in order, the more the town can help with that, I think the more successful in the long run the BBCC will be, which is so important.
How's the raffle going?
Pretty well. I just got some more tickets
Yay.
delivered.
Okay, in case anybody doesn't know about the raffle, as your final comment, would one of you please tell us about?
Go for it, Ada.
So we have a cash cow raffle happening right now here in Guilford. So if the tickets are $25 each, or $5 for $100, and you can win $1,000 or 100 pounds of Franklin Farm organic grass-fed beef.
I've got my tickets.
First prize gets to choose whether they want the beef or the $1,000, and second prize gets the other. So we were, again, trying to keep it local and trying to be supportive. And
Okay.
So where do we buy the tickets?
You can buy them through us, yeah.
All right, cool.
contact Ada, you can contact me. We'll be at the fair. We have a fair booth if you're going to be at the fair.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
That'll be
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for your time.
Okay. Okay, so, we've got Green Mountain Power.
Patiently waiting
Oh,
an hour.
Hi, Tim Jones, Don Mills from Green Mountain Power. Just returning tonight after, I believe on the 11th, last time the board met to consider our agreement. There were also some follow-up questions that were forwarded to us. And I believe the edits to the agreement, or the red lines, have been made and accepted. I think we gave responses to all the questions, the qualifying questions that were answered. Don and I and our construction manager met in the field last week with Jim to run through things a few more times. I know they did some riding out and looking at some specific areas along the project. And then the one last piece, I believe that after that meeting, we clarified some offset distances, I believe, were to culvert openings, and I believe Erica had made that adjustment. I think it was changing it from 36 inches to 40 inches that we needed to provide clearance for the opening of culverts.
24 to 30.
Oh, 30, okay, there you go. And I believe that, I guess, we rest on that. I'm not really sure what more we can answer, but certainly available to answer any other qualifying questions. But we were hopefully tonight that we could get the board's.
Tonight's the night.
Tonight's the night. We're ready to go. So as soon as we are granted permission by the board, we will initiate the Guilford segment of this project.
Okay, does anybody have any further questions before we come to an action?
Maybe we should move and then have a discussion.
I know. Okay, so I move that we approve Green Mountain Power's undergrounding project on River Road. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, is there any further discussion?
I
Okay,
have a question.
okay.
I haven't really talked to you all about this, and I know that you have it somewhere in place, but it hasn't really been brought to the front just yet. I would like to know, first, in general, about notifications for residents, about when there's gonna be road closures, and how's the marketing piece gonna gonna happen, the notifications?
Sure. So all of our partner towns, we provide a 2-week look-ahead schedule. So
Okay.
if we're granted permission tonight, we will furnish you a 2-week look-ahead tomorrow. We've also worked out with other towns, no hard road closures without at least 24 to 48 hours notice. So our goal is basically to give the town that so you can socialize that on any of your social media, and also Don can probably speak a little bit more specifically about sign packages and where those are going to go. We've also heard whether or not electronic signs are something that the town favors. We've certainly utilized those as well. So I think we're open to however the town would like to see us canvass your residents, so they're well informed, and obviously we stick to that plan that we set 2 weeks in advance unless we change something with permission.
Thank you. Steve?
Steve Lemke, River Road in Guilford. We got a letter as residents some time ago saying that this was going to start in 7 to 10 days or something like that. And then we heard nothing since then. Now, I've been to these meetings and I've talked to other people, so I know that the contract is tonight and things like that. But for people, I caution you against sending things out that is overpromise, underdeliver type thing, because a lot of people have said to me, when is this starting? I thought they were going to start. Is it going to be this weekend? Is it going to be next weekend? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? So you'll send out letters again? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I don't believe
there'll be a pre-construction letter they should get, right?
Well, if we start this week.
Right.
So there's,
Yes.
we're kind of at that point. We had canvassed everybody on the project because it also bridges into Halifax.
Yeah.
So I think, to your point, maybe a little premature. I think we were expecting maybe to get approval on the 11th. So I think when we sent the letters out at the end of July, the timing was kind of lined up, but now we've just sort of extended a couple more weeks.
And is there one number that a resident could call to get a simple question? And some people have come to me and said, is it going to be all on the right side of the road or all on the left side of the road, or will it move from one side to the other? Because my bridge has got cables that go out there, and people get agitated about this kind of thing. If there was a number that they could call, that somebody could identify themselves as a resident and have a question, that would be great, because the worst thing is no information, but bad information is even worse than that.
Yep.
So people speculating that this is going to happen. there's been things about, okay, well, what happens if they get the lead? Well, then they're going to put it on telephone poles. Well, then people are envisioning trench, pole, trench, pole, trench. So I think those are the things that people are concerned about when it comes down to their own driveway or their own something. So if you had some contact number that somebody could call, they would get straight information from Green Mountain. That would be great.
Sure. The letter does have John Riggs, who's our construction manager, has his email and his phone. Don Mills is the OS that operates this district. He'll be omnipresent out here. We'll also share that with the town. When we do our look ahead schedule, here are the people you can contact. But John Riggs is our one point of contact. Don is our contact down here every day of the week.
Yeah, I heard good things from the D2R2 bike people and the marathon people that they called and got an answer.
Yes.
And that's really important for, it's not like I called 6 times to get an answer. So, when you say 24 to 48 hours notice, that's 24 or 48 hours notice to the town, right? So, but.
Correct, to be a permission. So if we need a hard closure, so we'll basically game out what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it. We'll put a schedule together with the town in concert with Jim and say, okay, this is the work that we have planned out this week. This is what it looks like. Other jobs we work on, we always have a steel plate ready.
Right.
In the event that absolutely somebody has to get by. So we understand how a round is 35, 40, 60 minutes in this area. So again, it's sort of that truth in lending principle. This is what we're doing this week. If we need to deviate, that's the minimum of 24 hours, up to 48 hours, again, what the town can accommodate.
So I want to stress again that people have questions, but I haven't heard anybody who said, I called Green Mountain Power and couldn't get an answer.
Okay.
So I think the way you're doing it, if you get the numbers out to the right people, that'll solve a lot of problems for you, this board, and the residents that are there. So.
Sure. And also just, for the record, the plans that we have with the town, Predominantly, we're gonna be on the upland side of the road,
Okay.
with the trenching. There'll be some crossover, and there will still be overhead, electric poles and lines as well to serve individual customer properties. So this project really is intended to bury the main line in the road and hook up and connect with folks as they're currently served.
Okay, good, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, are there any other questions, comments? Oh, Tara?
I just want to confirm that in line 2 of the contract, where it says patrons, it is necessary to locate poles, guys, and wires within the highway limits. That should be guide wires, correct?
It's
Guy length.
Guide is an official.
Guys?
UIs, yeah.
Oh, cool. All right.
I have one more comment. I spoke to a River Road resident, Sue Arnold, this morning, who is very much in favor of this passing and hopes. the select
Okay,
board can-
well, I think that's what we're up to now. Okay, thank you for your patience. This has been really
Our pleasure.
important for
Thank you.
us to drill down on, so to speak, as a select board. So, okay, we'll take the roll. That's right, it's been moved and seconded. Thank you, Sheila. And so, Tara, how do you vote on this?
Aye.
Okay, Chip?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Sheila?
Aye.
And Miranda says aye. Congratulations, Green Mountain Power.
Thank you.
Your agreement.
We will be signing this tonight.
Excellent.
Okay,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
I know.
And thank you, Jim, for your
Thank you, Jim.
stick-to-itiveness.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be seeing lots of each other.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the appointment of the library trustee. People have the bio of the library trustee, Meg Orstrom, yeah, who has been put forward as a library trustee. So I'd like to move that we appoint Meg to the library board. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, so Tara, how do you vote?
Aye.
Okay, Chip?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and Miranda says aye. Okay, so next is grants and aid for fiscal year 26. And so, Erica, would you like to refresh our memories about this?
Yes, I would. So I think previously the select board agreed to participate in the grants and aid program. Oh yes, here it is. That was in May. So in May, the select board states its intention to participate in this annual program, and we finally got the grant agreement, and they call it FY26, which we are in our fiscal year 26 now. This is for next year. This is our MRGP work for next year. And the grant next year is a little bit more than it has been the previous year or two. It's going to be $42,000 with a $10,500 match from the
So
town.
we're up to 25% match.
Is it 10%?
No.
It's 20%. I'm sorry.
10,500 is a little more than 20%. Oh, you're right. Okay,
20,
sorry.
yeah.
I was at 20%.
They haven't changed
Okay.
that. So this is the grant agreement, which will give us our MRGP grant for stone line ditching for
Stone line
next.
ditching, okay. Well, I move that so do we need to accept the grant or apply for it?
No, it's yes, accept.
Okay, so I'd like to
Here we have
move
the
that
grant.
we accept the grant. We have a second here?
I'll second it.
Okay, so let's go around the other way just to stay fresh. Sheila, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Chip?
Aye.
Tara? Aye. Veranda says aye. Next, now we can move through some of these things, I hope quickly. Among the new business is a non-employee work agreement with X-Pert Lawn Service. And
Yes.
this is the company that mows all of the town properties.
Yes, so.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Brenda. So here, what we have here is their non-employee work agreement, which they need to have in place so that we can pay them for invoices that we already have gotten. But we have been trying for quite some time to get not only this document, but a new contract with them. And they finally so we asked them to mow less to cut costs for the town because their mowing it's very expensive. They are charging quite a lot, and I haven't shopped around, but I think that they are pretty expensive comparatively. And so we asked them to reduce to 3 times or twice a month, and instead they said they would do that, but not change the price, the price overall. So I think what I'm telling you this for is that I'm giving the select board a heads up that I may put out an RFP or just get some more quotes. I think that it's not an RFP according to the procurement policy. I don't think it's going to be in the realm of an RFP meeting. But I just want to let you know that I'm going to shop around a little bit to see if I can
Buzz the tower.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So in this contract, which is their employee agreement, nowhere in this contract does it say what they're charging.
Correct. Right.
Or an hourly price. It only says the compensation and billing is the second and fourth Monday. And I thought as a town we had to put out an RFP and get like 3 bidders.
It
depends on the size of the project.
Yeah, it depends on the size of the project.
Okay.
This, each bill is definitely not over that threshold. We got what I'm holding in my hand right now, which I don't think I shared with you guys yet, is a 2-year bid for the total is $16,980, which for 2 years. So that might put it over the RFP
because it's a year.
Yeah, it would. Yeah,
It's
so it's $8,000 a year. So it still doesn't go over the limit that needs an RFP to be put out, but it definitely needs a few quotes.
Do they break it down and say this is what we're charging an hour, or are they just giving you for the multiple cemeteries?
No, they're
not doing cemeteries.
This is not
cemeteries.
No,
Okay, sorry.
For 4 properties: town office, library, historical society, and playscape.
So
it's not even all year. It's just summer months, spring and summer and fall.
So just to clarify, by moving, seconding and accepting this agreement, we're not committing to 2 years with them. We're committing to pay their bills.
This is their contract that covers their liability.
Okay.
Right, Ellie? Is that fair to say? Yeah.
Okay, well, I move that we approve this work agreement with X-Pert, the non-employee work agreement. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
Mike is really fast on the draw.
that's good. Okay,
Got the
so,
second down.
so now we will vote. Sheila?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Chip?
Aye.
And Tara?
I still have questions, so I'm gonna abstain.
Okay, and Veranda says aye. And I also feel as if, I hope that we can all actively look for,
It's just important to have more details if this isn't their contract. They still need to say what they're doing. They're just listing where they're mowing, but Like, what are they doing? Are they doing spring cleanup, fall cleanup? That's just a future conversation to have. Like, there needs to be more details. We need to know what we're paying for.
Right, to clarify, this, we got a new bid that I think it has nothing to do with this contract that we're looking at now, because this is to pay
Right,
invoices
I
that
understand.
we've already got, but this new bid is something to consider separately and, and take action on in a totally separate way. So this, what we're agreeing to is not agreeing to this new bid at all.
Okay.
Can I make one more comment?
Yes.
I am just so sad that life in the state has come to the situation where, because of insurance requirements, we can't have volunteers do this, because we used to have volunteers do the playscape and the library and all sorts of other things. And so now we're spending thousands of dollars for liability purposes because of litigious issues.
I completely agree. I mean, when I was at the Guilford Historical Society the other day, they said exactly the same thing, that because of liability, they were told not to do their own gardening there. So it's preposterous, and I think the Vermont League of Cities and Towns should take a stand.
I also want to say that I understand that services are expensive. People need to get paid a lot more than they used to. My point was just that in the actual contract, when we talk about that, I want to know exactly what they're doing.
I agree with you, Tara, so thank you. Okay, are we ready to move on?
Definitely.
Okay, so next is a fund creation, the Library Asset Fund, and this is a potential action of a motion. So, Erica, did you want to just review this?
Yes, sure. So Ellie would like to create a fund, an asset fund for the library for to track any work that is done on the library, like the steps that we just did, and so we know where the funds are coming from and how much we're spending on the library as an asset.
Totally.
And that would be, that would be its own fund and easily trackable and reportable.
Okay, so I so move. Is there a second?
I'll second that. Totally
Okay.
agree with that.
Is there any discussion of this?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you,
To prevent
Ellie.
further issues in the future.
Yes, okay, Chip, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Mike?
Aye.
And Sheila?
Aye.
And Tara?
Aye.
And Veranda says aye. Okay, and now it's a fund creation, the Assigned Law Enforcement Fund. And this is another bookkeeping situation.
Yes, it is, and this is something that we've been talking with our professional auditor Bonnie about for a while now, when we realized that the town had voted on $68,000 to spend on law enforcement, but the town, the committee that was tasked with figuring out how to do that decided to not do anything last year. So that's going to be in the wrap up of the fiscal year 25 that the auditor's working on now. And so the thing to do to keep that money assigned to be spent on law enforcement anytime in the future is to create a assigned fund.
Balance.
Assigned fund, balance fund.
Yes, it has that wonderful name. The Assigned Fund Balance Fund.
It's the assigned law enforcement fund, balance fund.
The assigned, okay, so
Yes,
I'm
so-
going to propose that we create the Assigned Law Enforcement Balance Fund.
Fund, balance fund.
Can we
Again,
say fund twice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Assigned Law Enforcement Fund Balance Fund.
I'll second.
Okay.
I would like to note, Erica, that the committee did not make a decision last year. The committee recommended that the select board not take any action, just so that we
Sorry, yes, that's
don't
right.
get into
Recommended.
issues later.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Totally right.
Yes, we need to make sure that this is perfectly clear. Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, Tara, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chip?
Aye.
Mike? Okay, Sheila?
Aye.
And Veranda says aye. Okay, so now we're on VTrans road sign changes. And so, Sheila, would you like to just give us a little where we find ourselves now in this?
Could you wait a moment, please?
Yeah, we're still sorting through this issue as far as I understand.
Basically, there was some action in 2019. There was some ancillary actions but on the part of the select board and a road safety audit road safety?
Audit
Road
report.
traffic.
Road safety audit report.
Road safety audit
RSAR.
Review, sorry.
And thank you, Chip knows this all by heart. And which there were some missing steps. Some steps were missed, not just by us, but also and there's some lack of clarity in documentation from VTrans, et cetera. But the decision on the part of the select board in 2019 to enact a 25 mile per hour speed limit on a portion of Guilford Center Road and also on School Road, the signs for School Road were in place years ago, right? The signs for Guilford Center Road got put up this summer. Everybody's excited, most everybody's excited, one person is not. And we still have some issues to clear with this Vermont Agency of Transportation, the VTrans people, the subcontractor that put the signs up, and our local ordinance to make sure that we get all of our ducks in a row.
Well, can we just plan to get our ducks in a row and move on to the next topic? Or do we need to speak about this more?
Oh, I like that idea.
Yes,
Yeah, let's do
you know, the hour is getting late and
we don't have answers.
No, we
I
don't
mean,
have
we've got a
answers
lot of
yet.
questions and we don't have real clarity or definitive answers. So I think I like your suggestion, Veranda.
Okay, so we don't need to discuss this further. We'll just tell Erica that we'll just stay on this and hope that everybody will get the result that we want, they want.
Could I ask one quick question? I don't
Yes.
care if you answer it now or not, but did you say that VTrans put the signs up?
No, VTrans subcontractor,
Lafayette.
VHB.
Yes, they're
Put the
right. VHB it's Lafayette, I believe, was a subcontractor of
So it's not
VHB,
our
which is
road
an
crew that
engineering-
puts up the
No.
signs?
No, but it was an order from VTrans. That was their project.
Okay.
Okay, anything more?
Trying to be
Okay,
helpful.
now we're moving on to E, which is the VLCT Municipal Service Award nomination. And the town of Guilford has a nominee, and that is Ellie.
Close your
And
eyes.
so Ellie, I just wanted to read the letter that is from the select board about this topic. Okay, so take a deep breath. To whom it may concern. As chair of Guilford Select Board, it is my pleasure to nominate Ellie. I've never pronounced your name correctly. Myanin, for VLCT's Municipal Service Award. Currently, Ellie is Guilford's town treasurer, delinquent tax collector, and financial services manager to Algiers Fire District Number 1. Principled, capable, and humble, Ellie has provided steady, sturdy leadership in our town's government since 1995. Her roles have included assistant town clerk, assistant town treasurer, green up day coordinator, facilitator of records recovery, and auditor, Ellie's mission is best described in her own words: building community with kindness, respect, and civility, the motto beneath her signature on every message sent. The keynote at this year's VLCT Town Fair, Strategies and Skills for Bridging Political and Cultural Divides, will focus on the value of dignity in civic life. We in Guilford have experienced cultural divisions. During a difficult time in 2024, Guilford's town clerk abruptly resigned. Ellie stepped up immediately, restructuring her time as town treasurer to fill the role until the new town clerk could be elected. Ellie's trustworthiness was and is a bridge across painful differences. Her ethical direction and calm assurance continue to remind us of our common bonds. I believe the goodwill we aspire to as a municipal body extends beyond the borders of our town. As delinquent tax collector, Ellie declines to take a share of the recovered funds, believing that this money belongs in the town's coffers. Noting that the fines for delinquent taxes are greater than charges for credit card debt, Ellie has adopted municipal pay for Guilford so that residents can pay taxes, town clerk fees, and water bills online. She has worked out bookkeeping details to track municipal records. Ellie understands the severe toll financial insecurity takes on the human spirit. She provides privacy wherever possible, always listening, offering an array of resources and support. At the same time, she challenges delinquent taxpayers to support our town instead of shifting their own burden to other taxpayers. Through her work with property owners this year, Ellie has reduced the number of tax sales from 7 to 2. Ellie works to empower others. She has reinvigorated the Prudential Committee of the Algiers Fire District number 1, inspiring local residents to volunteer and providing tools for self-governance. This group was created in the early 1990s to oversee the small wastewater collection system that services the town of Algiers. Prior to her employment with the town of Guilford, Ellie's work straddled early childhood education and nonprofit development. She nurtured a generation of children at her home daycare, creating lifelong friendships among families. Ellie played a pivotal role in the Community Collaborative for Guilford, CC for G, a nonprofit created to bring childcare facilities and services to the Guilford area. This work was based on one of the major goals that arose from the Vermont Council on Rural Development Community Visit Report and Action Plan from 2014. Ellie has been an unwavering advocate for families in our communities. Her grasp of the issues and challenges, augmented by her careful attention to detail and her compassion for those in need, carries through in every aspect of her professional and personal life. It is a privilege to serve with her. Please feel free to contact me for more information. Sincerely.
Nice job with that.
Yeah, that took all day.
And to you, a nice job with that.
Right, well, it wasn't, so Ellie, you see why I asked you. I said a person wanted to know about your years of service to the town.
Are you sure you got the right person?
Yeah, we are, we are. We certainly are. And so I move that we nominate Ellie for the VLCT Municipal Service Award.
I'll second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
I'd like that letter to go also in Ellie's personnel file, of course, but also as an attachment to the minutes and perhaps into the Gazette.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so,
It's okay.
get out your
You'll
hanky.
survive.
Okay, so, so we're gonna vote on this, right? Did we already move
Yeah.
on second?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tara
Yes.
seconded, yep.
Okay, so Tara,
Aye.
Chip,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Sheila,
Aye.
and Veranda says aye. So, do we have any other business? Do we have any correspondence? Seeing none, I will go through,
See you, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
Take care.
bye-bye.
See y'all.
Our decisions, our actions from this meeting. Okay, so we approved the minutes, we approved the warrants. We had extensive reports, and we approved Green Mountain Power's undergrounding project. We appointed a library trustee. We we accepted the grant in aid FY26. We approved the non-employee work agreement. We created the library asset fund. We created the assigned law enforcement fund balance fund. And we approved the nomination of Ellie as our Municipal Service Award nominee. And now it's time. Yeah.
So I just wanted to look at the actions to be taken from the last meeting.
Oh,
Because
okay.
we've sort of talked about reminding ourselves.
Okay.
And you did communicate with Matt about giving a public workshop.
Yes, I
which
did
is
do that.
totally awesome. Erica managed the Red Line Green Mountain Power Agreement and way more than that. But we still need to get information on additional radar signs at some point. And I don't think that's a big rush, but it's
I've
still.
got a quote, but I'm not done getting the quote because it's just incomplete.
Yeah, so you're acting on it, so that's great, thank you.
Oh, that's right, and I didn't talk about actions to be taken from this meeting. Did anybody remember what actions we said we were
Well,
going to take?
I made one note that Wyndham Solid Waste would like to come back in about a month. They said
Okay.
To give another update.
And Tara's gonna work with them on sales plans.
We talked about connecting with VLCT on whether or not we could come up with a way to deny public nuisance requests for public information. To identify
Oh,
and
that's
deny.
excellent. Can you take note of this, Erica?
And we just talked about VLCT doing something else.
Letting us have volunteers do mowing.
Yeah, they won't, passive won't, so it's a
Okay.
nice idea, but it won't happen, so.
Okay.
And we talked about talking about a 2-year contract with X-Pert Lawn Care without approving.
Okay, so
Or
we
another,
will-
and getting another quote.
That's right. I mean, we'll try to, if anybody here knows contractors who might be willing to put in a bid for mowing the town properties, then.
There are a few people who advertise on Discover Guilford and other places that they're looking for work.
Okay, and they would have insurance, I assume. Okay. Okay, thank you for your diligence because I was already starting to yearn for adjournment. So with that in mind,
I will make that motion to adjourn.
okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, so Sheila,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Chip,
Aye.
Tara,
Aye.
and Veranda says aye. A very informative meeting, thank you.